Hey everyone, this is Sir Balo, and for this video, we're going to create the other pages sa CRUD natin for the expense no only, because the entire video will just focus on the expense feature. Well, we can as much as possible I want to continue with the other features, pero same lang naman. So yeah, for this part ng video na to, we'll continue with the view specific na items na ito sa list natin. We're going to display it in a separate page, and then when we click this add button, floating action button or fab, it's going to also display an add expense form that will merong mga inputs, text field inputs, merong date picker, drop down, and so on and so forth. Actually, yun na naman yung kailangan ko kasi limited lang naman yung mga attributes ko for the expense na entity. As you can see naman, let me just check. Yeah, so I only have 4. We're not going to display this sa user on yung ID. Ito lang 4 na to. But yeah, that's what's going to happen in this video. And to start, dito sa presentation layer natin, this one, ito mismo, not sa Qubit. You right click that and then you file and then view. Let's start with the view expense page. And again, this is for just a single expense now. Now this time, wait lang ha, let me just check lang yung reference ko nun, just to be sure. This time, since these are pages, and you will see then further once we add more complexity sa code natin, this is going to be a stateful widget. View expense page. Okay, so the next is itong view expense page na to, diba? When we click this, it's going to display a new page, and that view expense page will display, let's say for example, yung PH, how many pesos yung amount, and then yung description, and then yung other two, let's just yung category and yung date. We're going to display that. In order for us to do that, we're gonna need to pass an object. So two pages are sending and receiving data from one another. So yung gagawin natin is we're going to declare or hihingi tayo whenever we create a view expense page, or whenever we call this, hihingi tayo ng wait lang, hihingi tayo ng expense na object, because yung mga details nito, yung mga properties or attributes nito, itong expense object na to, we're going to display that sa view expense page natin. Okay, so mag-error to because we haven't declared this sa constructor natin. So constructor na parameters. So yan, that solves our problem, no? I'll just add lang a comma para readable siya. So the next part is we're going to create a scaffold with up bar, and then now yung title, I want this title to be dynamic kasi gusto kong i-display niya I want it to display the description ng object na to. So yung gagawin ko is now this is a stateful widget, not a stateless widget. So how we're going to access this attribute is going to be different. We are going to type widget period expense. Hindi unlike sa mga stateless, pwedeng diretso na lang expense, but we can't access it directly. So we have to widget.expense, and then period description. So yan. But we're not done yet kasi of course sa app bar pa lang naman to. Yung body din lagyan ko lang muna ng placeholder temporary. Okay, save. Okay, now yung title, teka lang, mas maganda if I want you to see the changes as I save it, or wag na lang siguro para tatagalan tayo. Sige, ano na lang. I'm going to lang muna. Mana ba? Sige, I'll just lang. I'm not going to save everything from kasi whenever kasi we save, we render, and yung render takes a couple of seconds. So yung gagawin ko dito is I'll just borrow this main method, copy paste from the error state to kasi di ko memorize yung or para mas madali din tayong makaproceed. So eto lang naman yung chine-change natin, what kind of widget do we display sa body, and of course it's gonna be view expense page. Control space, click this one, and then hihingi yan ng expense object. So we will create a dummy expense. Yan. And then save. For the ID, this is a string. Yeah, so you need to know kung ano yung data type ng string mo. Ay, ng data type ng mga entities mo. Each attribute niya. Each property. So amount is 3. Utility, and then date time is just date-time, year, month, and day. Pwedeng November. Okay, sige. Yung year is ito yung example niya. Yung month and then yung day. September 9. So one is January, February 9, kasi 10 is October, tapos okay, so let's gawin natin 2014 Shopee 1111. Yan. And the description niya is Shopee shopping na lang. Let's say for example bumili ako ng bagong laptop kasi sira na yung laptop ko, or it's not optimal. It's not working optimally. And yung gagawin natin is we're going to display this itong single view expense page lang muna. So yeah, yun yung ayaw ko whenever we dito itong start debug, kasi if the application hasn't been rendered yet for first time pa lang, it's gonna take a while before siya lalabas. And that's why I kinda encourage na you just maintain lang na naka-run yung application para hindi siya matagal and especially if you are running it in a mobile application platform. But I think it kinda depends din sa device, no? Ayun, so right now, this is what our UI looks like, no? We have our scaffold and that displays the description. So, yung description ng expense, no? This was an expense for the laptop, no? Kasi gumastos daw tayo, kunyari, for the laptop. Okay. Next is, I want this view to have actions. But yung action buttons na to, or yung call to action buttons are not important. Or even if they are not important, I will just demonstrate na lang na you can actually add some what we call as up bar na mga action buttons. Usually these buttons are intended for like not important na mga actions. Diba, you'll notice that sa mga applications, they have mga buttons dito sa taas. Those are not important. Kaya nga nasa taas sila kasi they are not hirap nilang i-access sa thumb, no? You have to like reach out your hand to access that. And usually yung mga most frequent and most important action buttons are located sa baba, just like yung submit, add, post, yun, nasa baba yan. But yeah, for the sake of demonstration, I'll just add these actions. Dalawang action yung i-insert natin sa taas. And what we're going to do is yung up bar is we're going to insert actions. Yan. So for the actions, we're going to create 2 icon buttons. And for now, we'll just ano lang muna. Let's just leave it blank lang para hindi siya ma-disable. Anyway, we'll provide instructions for these anonymous functions later. But this one is for the first one is for the icons, the edit. And then yung other one, icon button. Yeah. The other one is for the actually dapat kinape-paste ko na lang. Never mind. Delete. Yan. So once I save this, then you'll see what I mean. That these are the action buttons. Oh, sorry about that. Ano ko? Yung gagawin ko nito, scaffold, yung material pala. Debug show false ko to. And yan. So this is what I mean by action buttons. Usually these are actions that are not important or less used. So yan. Next is for the body, we're going to create a list view. Pwede naman sana single child, but this one is a scroll view that will ask for isang child lang a widget yung allowed sa atin. Kasi what we want is this list view is scrollable, regardless of the size. Kung meron pa dito mga widgets sa baba, yung mga forms natin, yung mga text fields, hindi siya makikita. Dapat magsuscroll pa rin natin yan. And so in order for us to do that, to display multiple widgets and scroll them, kahit gaano pa yan ka liit yung screen, we will use a list view. So sa list view, I'll just add a padding, edge widget inside all, and then I'll set it to 16.0. Then yung children niya, so these are all the widgets that we're going to display vertically, The first one Wait lang ha. The first one is row. Okay, now etong what I'm going to do is more of like a personal choice, because this is how I want to display my how I going to create my UI for here. But again, you'll see what I mean once I finish this. Main axis alignment, that space in between, then yung children niya, save ko lang, no? Whenever you save that, the VS Code automatically it automatically arranges or formats yung mga codes mo. So always know, from time to time you save it. Now yung first na i-display ko dito, the first na i-display ko is the date. And then the second is text pa rin, pero yung widget that expense, again referring to our expense na object, pero yung date syempre. Okay, so it's gonna produce an error kasi yung string kasi yung hinihingi ng text. So what you're going to do is you're gonna wrap it with a curly brace na may $sign, and then put that again, wrap it in a double quote or single quote. Yan, para automatic siyang this is what we call a string interpolation, na ko-convert to siya into a string. So now if we're going to display this, ito lang single row na to, this is what it will look like. So this is my goal, no? For every property ng expense ko, yung date, yung category, yung amount, and everything, naka row siya. Pero pwede naman, again, this is more of a personal choice. You could do something like this, no? Left, start pala, sorry. Oh wait, sorry, column pala to, no? So it should be cross axis. Cross axis. Yan, something like that. But actually, kung ganun lang din naman yung depende, no? For example, I'm going to create another column. Like kung meron kang pangalawang ano dito, property, and this is how you're going to arrange it. I think it would be better if you just put everything na lang, put everything inside sa list view. Bale, magiging children na lang sila ni list view. Yun na lang. If that is what you want, no, na arrangement, no. But again, this is more of a personal choice of mine. I prefer that display ko sila row by row. So yan, let me undo ko lang yung lahat ng ginawa ko, and yan, row. So yan, notice the space in between. So iba-iba kasi yung options dito sa main axis alignment. Pwede mo siyang ma-center, and pag space between, there is a space between these children, two children. And okay, now I'm gonna copy paste. Now this is going to be a bit hassle, but let me just show you the hassle approach, and then I'm going to give you a tip on how to make your code less redundant. Kasi when you have redundant code, mas mahirap siyang i-maintain. Kasi kasi you're gonna have to repeat. Let's say if you have changes right here, you're gonna have to do that for 3 times more, no? This will be amount, description, and then yung category. And so I'm going to render that. Yan yung magiging final output niya, like that. Now the problem with this, as I mentioned, yun nga, what if meron akong changes dito, no? I want to modify or I want to configure, let's say for example I want this one, yung data to, I'm gonna give this one a style, theme of, kunyari lang, no, let's say something like this one. So, and I want to apply this theme to all, so I'm gonna have to copy paste this again, then paulit-ulit ko siyang gagawin, and it's a bit hassle, so hindi ko lang tatapusin. But yung point ko dyan is I have a redundant code right here, paulit-ulit lang naman siya, dito lang sila nagkakaiba with the contents of the first text and the second text. So what I'm going to do is, this is the hack that the tip that I'm going to introduce to you. Delete everything, and then we're going to extract this. Sorry. Do not include yung comma. Yan. Then extract the widget, and then we're going to name this as label, and then value, tapos row. Bakit label, value, row? Kasi label and then yung value niya sa right side, and then this is a row na widget, so row. Yun. But kabahala kung ano yung ano mo. And yeah, we have extracted that, and it's going to put that dito sa baba. You can actually extract this one if you want your code to be organized. Pwedeng ganito. I will just cut that, then sa presentation layer, label, view expense row dart, and then I paste that. Now I'm just showing you like another way to organize your code, no? Okay, we don't need that, no? Yeah, but you can do that, no? Pwede rin pag-isahin mo sila just like yung kanina. But yeah, this is more of a personal preference. Now we're going to change this one kasi this is not what we want na. We just modify. Yung mangyayari dito kasi, di ba? This one and this one are not are the only ones that are changing, no? The rest, yung row, yung settings, yung children, everything intact, no? So we're going to make this as variables. We're gonna convert that to variables. So yung gagawin natin, we will declare or define we're going to define two attributes dito. Final string, label, and then yung isa is final dynamic value. So yun. And then ito again, we'll just to make this dynamic, yung text na whatever is the value of this label, yun yung ipiprint niya or i-display niya. Eto, ganun din. Now, why is it bakit dynamic? You'll see later bakit dynamic yung Now, eto, let's just fix that with the ayun. So now, mag-error to kasi these are not hindi ito yung hinihingi niya, no? Control space. Ay, ba't label lang? Wait lang. Ay, sorry. Kailangan, we need to required this value. Yun. Yan, okay. Yan, okay. So, dito, no? Again, as you recall, yung pinaka first ko is date. Pwede date dapat to. Then, yung value niya is current. Oh, hindi pa pala to, no? This doesn't exist pa. Widget, expense, date. Yan. And then for the second one, just repeat this 3 times. Amount, and then amount, description, and then last is category. Now, going back with the one that we created, bakit dynamic siya? And that is because this date, yung data type niya is date time, yung amount is double, and yung string is yung description is string. So these are different data types, no? So what we want is for this value na kaya niyang tumanggap ng kahit anong data type, kaya dynamic. Yun yung ibig sabihin niyan. So that when we display that right here, yung gagawin na natin is string interpolation, which is just dollar sign, and then wrap it in a quotation na string, no? So yun, let's see, let me just check our out. So yun, we just make our code more manageable, but same pa rin yung output niya, and that's what we want. Now let me just check everything. If I missed something, wala naman so far. Yeah. So ito lang muna yung codes natin, because we're going to revisit this again once we are going to we're gonna get dirty with the qubits, no? Involved na yung qubits sa code natin. But for now, yung goal natin is to just display lang, maparender natin yung UI. We just provide it with a dummy data and see if yung codes natin for the UI it is exactly as what we want. So ito yung gusto ko, so yun. I'll exit this. We're done with this and we're going to proceed with the other one. So the next page or the CRUD na gagawa natin is yung add and edit, and we're going to create this as a single, no, i-combine natin yan, and you'll understand this later on once we test our application, but isa-isang page lang yan. Okay. So for this this is again a stateful widget. Add edit expense page. Yan. Okay. So for the build, before I render something, meron akong i-create ng mga variables, and you'll understand it later ano yung purpose nila. But for now, you just follow along. First is the app bar title is equals to, oh wait, yeah, same also with this one. Wait lang ano ba to? Sige, ganito muna. Hindi, mamaya na lang siguro to. Sige. Or ano na lang. Sige, I will create this app bar title. The problem is I'm gonna create ganito kasi yan. We're going to create just like what we did sa view expense. We're going to create an object right here. And this may not make sense kasi bakit ka maghihingi, but why does this page manghihingi ng expense? Add edit to, no? Kaya nga because we have right here edit, no? But if add expense lang to, we don't need this one. But since add edit to, this one we're gonna use this expense object for the for editing purposes. So but we will make this a question mark. Pag sinabing question mark, meaning optional to. Pwedeng null yung value, pwedeng may object. Yan. Okay. So, going back right here, yung mangyayari dito is widget.expense. We check kung null ba siya. If not, the value of this variable will be add new expense. Else, otherwise, pag false, we have hindi siya null, may object talaga tayo na expense that was passed from this parameter to here. So ito yung magiging value ng string for this. Then we'll make another button label is equals to, okay, just copy paste lang everything, but difference lang naman nito is ito yeah, okay. The next one yan, kakreate na tayo ng scaffold, and then up bar title is text. Ay, sorry. So this one, okay. Now, the reason that I created this is because again, if you read the yung instruction dito, if the widget is null, ito yung magiging string that will be assigned to this variable. Otherwise, ito. Because I want this up bar to be dynamic. I want this bar to be dynamic by simply using this one. Yun yung ilalagay ko dito. So, ano yung value nito? Yun yung di-display for the up bar. Yan. And what else? Body ng scaffold. The body will be a column. Yan. And children. Ano ba yung mga children nito? You'll see, no? But first we have expanded, and then placeholder. The second child sa children is a row. Now for the row, this will be a children again. Tapos for now ano lang muna, outline button. Let's blank. Then yung child is text. Ba't ang weird? Bakit ganun? Ay, sorry. So dapat ano, yun yung you need to be careful, no? Dapat nasa labas kasi siya. Sorry. So this should be yan, dyan natin ilalagay. And I think na you have to be careful, no? Outline button. This one is yung closing parenthesis. Eto, this is an extra. Yun. So dapat eto. Yun. We're just double checking na dapat kung ano yung arrangement ng ano dito, dapat magpares yan. Open close parenthesis, open close parenthesis. Then this violet is for the outline button na ito, the open close parenthesis, and then followed by this one. So yun yung you need to double check carefully, no? And ano pa ba yung next? Then meron tayong elevate button. Yung child niya is okay, so yung child niya, now this is where this one comes in kasi I also want this to be dynamic. The label of this elevated button will depend kung meron bang, kung null ba yung expense natin na object or not. And okay, so far I haven't we're going to display this so that you'll see yung initial na itsura niya. And we'll just copy this one. We're just going to borrow from the view expense kasi parehas naman silang nagre-require ng expense object. And then yun. Okay, so I'm going to render this. Display ko siya, and this will create a separate Chrome na browser, so that you'll see, you'll be able to imagine how I created, kasi complex kasi ito if I'm going to show you everything in just one lang, sulyap lang na lahat na at natapos ko na, tapos i-render, papakita ko kagad, ma-overwhelm kayo how I created it step by step. So now, okay, so this is the app bar. Everything you see below the app bar is the body. Yung children niya first is expanded. Yung placeholder is na-expand siya, so that's why it's taking up the entire space, but it will not expand. Yung limitation ng expand niya is until it depends also yung sa pangalawang children. So hanggang dyan lang naman yung space ng yung height ng row, kasi it depends also on the height ng dalawang buttons na to. So hanggang dyan lang mag-expand yung placeholder. And as you can see, I have 2 buttons, and this is not what we want kasi gusto ko that they should take an equal amount of space, and dapat masa-stretch yan. So what I'm gonna do to solve that is, first I'm gonna wrap them in a expanded. Saan na yun? There should be expanded dito. Parang weird. Sige, if wala dito yung yung widget na kailangan natin. Sige, then expanded. Yan. Ay, wrong spelling. Yan. Same also with this one. Expanded. And then once we save that, it's gonna look something like this. So this is what we want. However, meron pang space, no? And parang there's no space between here. So gusto ko tong isa-size box natin yan. But this time, since we want horizontal space, so width yung gagamitin natin instead. Maybe 16.0 will be enough. Sorry. No. Yan. So meron na silang distance, and I also want a space around them, no? So I want this row I want to wrap this row with a padding para meron tayong space around. Yan. So looks more presentable na. And that's what else. Let me just check lang kung ano pa yung nakaligtaan natin. Okay, I'm just gonna set this to const lang kasi yan. On press. Yan. Okay. Expanded. I'm just adding some commas lang para siya, presentable siya tingnan. And what else? Ano pa ba? Now we have so far yung ginawa pa lang natin is yung baba, no? Yung baba. Cancel, expense. What we want is yung naka-edit expense siya. And that is because nagbigay tayo ng we provided an object, expense object sa constructor. But if we remove this and blank lang yan, this is just an empty, that edit expense is blank. Ay, sorry, sumobra ata yung ko. Yeah, sumobra yung ko. Wait lang, ha. Sumobra yung Yan. If we do that, well, that's weird. I think may error siguro sa code ko. That's weird. Ayun, sa wakas na ko lang. Sinave ko lang ulit. And yun, notice that dynamic yung buttons and up bar. Kasi yun nga, as what I've said, if we don't pass an object right here, magiging null to. But if we pass an object, then lalabas mag-change din yung labels and up bar. And so now the next is we're going to change the body. Kasi ito, in particular, itong expanded, no? Instead of placeholder, we're going to create a form builder. Kasi magka-create na tayo ng form. And before that, yung form builder is going to require what we call as a key. So we need to create this key, form key. Okay, so this key doesn't exist pa, no? So I'm gonna create that dito. Okay, outside sa override, no, sa build, no, because this is what we call as a state, no. Magka-create tayo ng state form key, and that is equals to global key, pero yan lang, tama. Tapos form builder state, yan. And then okay, so next, child, of course, yung child, yeah. For the child, we're going to use a list view because again, as I mentioned, no, what we want is pag no matter how small yung screen, kailangan we should be able to scroll yung mga widgets, yung mga form, text fields, and other, depende kung mahaba yung form mo, you have 10 inputs and di siya makasya in this screen, no? So it should be scrollable. So that's the purpose of list view. And then I'll just set lang a padding to 8.0. Yung wait lang. Yung children niya. Okay, so for the children, so this is a form builder. In order to create a form, but it's going to require us to create the form fields, no, and we have in the expense, no, in my case, apat yung properties niya. So this, for each property or attribute ng ano na to, entity na to, we're going to create different form and inputs, no, input fields, yeah, input fields dito, this one. So now I'm going to orient you to this Flutter form builder, and yun yung purpose ng pangatlong in-import natin and in-add natin sa project, no, because this one is very important because it simplifies. Based pa lang sa ano dito, sa description dito. This package helps creation of data collection forms in Flutter by removing the boilerplate needed to build a form, validate fields, and react to changes, collect final user inputs. In other words, this makes our task in creating forms much easier. Not only much easier, but less code. If you try to search on mga tutorials on YouTube to create forms without using this, medyo hassle siya. So this is the alternative that I'm providing you para mas madali yung pag-create natin ng form natin, especially if you have lots of forms, lots of inputs, attributes mo, let's say mga 10 or more. And so sa Flutter form builder, yung mga fields na sinusupport niya, by default we have checkbox, choice chips, date range, drop down, and most importantly text field. This is like the most common text field that's being used. Input field. So we're going to create each one of that dito sa children ng list view. And again, We put that in a list view because para scrollable siya no matter how small the size ng screen natin. So the first is form builder. Wait lang. No. Form builder text field. And I'm gonna amount. So this field is for the amount. No? Then we have decoration. Const input decoration. Now, yung decoration na to, we have to provide border, outline, input border. Yung label text is amount. Then, okay, I'm just di-display ko lang muna to before I proceed with the rest so that you will know what kung ano yung pinaplano ko. Yan, so this is what it will look like. See, yung amount na attribute na nilagay ko dito. Okay. Eto to. Kung ano yung spelling nito, that's gonna be the label right here. And then yung border, eto yun, yung output input border, yung parang violet. Yan yung purpose niyan. So if you want na yung text field mo is something like this, yung itsura niya, so use outline input border. Now we're not done yet kasi for this this is for the decoration pa lang you have to ano pa ba yung other properties for the text field. And this is where this is since pera yung kailangan yung ano nito and money is numbers. So we're gonna change yung keyboard type to text input type to number. Yan. And you'll notice this in your, if you install this in your Android phone, once you click this with, or you tap this on your phone, magbabago yung keyboard nyo. What you only see are yung keyboards, mga numbers lang. Yan yung purpose ng property na to. Okay. Then we have validators. Now, if this was an email, let me just emphasize lang. If this was an email, pwede naman tong ano. We have also email address din ng input type. So I'm just gonna lang. There are other keyboard types, phone, multi-line, street address. So yeah, that just make sure lang na yung keyboard type is proper for that text field. So again, this is an amount, numbers yung kailangan niya. So we'll restrict the keyboard by type na numbers lang yung keyboard sa cellphone. For the validators, form builder validators, and this one is very useful. Sorry, period pala, then compose, yan. Okay. And this is going to ask for a list. So again, array naman, square brackets. Now this makes our task very easy, and you'll see as I type ano ba yung mga wait lang, form builder validators period, first is required. So I'll explain later once I'm done with this. Numeric and then positive number. Okay, now normally when we validate yung fields natin, we have to create pa this manually. We have to create our own validators. But what's good about this Flutter library, eto yung Flutter library na ginagamit ko, it's already providing us with a list of validators. Yeah, you can just search that sa pub.dev, no? Form builder validators, tsaka yung form Flutter builder. For the validators, it makes our validation much easier. So meron siyang a list of validators that you could try. Depende sa purpose, no? You can just check it na lang on your own. But basically, yan, ito sa numeric validators, no? I used this one, yung positive tsaka numeric. Yan. Meron din sa string validators. Yeah, just so many This makes our task way easier, no? We don't have to create our own validators from scratch. But now, let me just help you interpret what's going on. Basically, this is an amount na text field, right? And yung keyboard type niya is number. Yung validator niya, what it means is this amount text field is required. Tapos we will not allow the user to input anything. Dapat numbers lang talaga yung i-input niya. Tsaka dapat positive number din yung valid na entry niya for the amount. Again, required yung amount text field. Hindi niya pwedeng i-blanco. Let me just open. Hindi niya pwedeng naka-blanco lang. Dapat naka-provide. Yung input niya is number like 1, 2, 3. Pwedeng decimal. Tsaka positive. Hindi pwedeng may sign dito ng negative because that's going to be an invalid entry. So yun. Basically, yan yung purpose ng validators. So we're done with the first pa lang, no? I'm going to proceed with the next. Now I'm gonna separate each field with a sized box so that merong gap between each widget. So hindi nyo pa yan makikita, but later on as I create more stuff, more text input fields. Yeah. Actually, if I try to this wag na lang, sige. Proceed na tayo with the next one. Form builder, pero drop down. Bakit drop down? Because now I'm gonna create the field for the category. Okay, this one kung wala kayong category, you just lang. Pero sometimes you have just going back with my entity. Sometimes you have fields where yung values niya is may restricted to a couple of values. For example, sex, male, female, gender, bi, lesbian, ano pa ba yung mga wait lang, account type, is this admin, is this an ordinary user, or so there are, yung point ko lang naman is there are fields where just like yung category is restricted to a couple of limited set of values, no? In my case, yung expense ko, yung category pwedeng food, pwedeng utility, pwedeng ano pa ba, house related, pwedeng bills, something like that. So yan, let's say others. So I have 5 limited specific values that are assigned lang sa category. So if that's the case, na ganun yung nature ng attribute na to, the proper input field for that is drop down. So yan. So now drop down siya and it's gonna ask for items. This is going to be tricky, but before that, let me go, I'll scroll up and I'm going to create another variable dito. So list string category options equals to. So yung mga nalista ko kanina, I will limit this to 3 specific category types. Yung utilities, andun yung bills ko, pwedeng electric bill, water bill. Food is like lunch, breakfast, snack. Others is yun yan, yung outside of that. So yeah, these are my category options. And then now, etong items na to, okay. So etong items na to is gonna be magiging different to kasi first, you're going to type category options and then period. You type map. Kasi yung purpose ng map is for each category string control space. Yan. And then hit E. Let's just rename this to category. And then for each category kasi na string, we're going to create a drop down menu item. Save. Okay. Ano ba? Now, yung drop down menu item, yung value niya is going to be yung category na string, and yung child niya is a text whose i-display niya is category. And then lastly, sa pinakadulo nito ng map, idudugtong natin to a follow up to list. Yan. And I don't know bakit nag-error to. Wait lang ha. Let me just double check. Yeah, tama. Map category. Wait lang ha. Double check ko lang lahat. Probably there's something weird here. Map. That's weird. Wait lang, I'm just double checking lang. Ay, sorry, ito pala yung. Ay, ayaw pa rin ah. Let me just delete lang everything. Kasi di double check ko yan. Baka ano. Okay. Kaya pala. So you have to yung double check ko dito yung parenthesis. So nalilito siya. Yun. Okay. So you have, in order to yun nga yung purpose ng mga color coding sa parenthesis. You have to make sure that they are properly paired, no? Pasok natin yan sa yan, space and then okay, then copy yan. Okay, that's the solution. So para hindi maging mahaba yung video na to, which is already taking long, no, you can just check na lang everything, no. You just make sure na every parenthesis is sakto yung pagka pares-pares. Yan, kung may opening, dapat may close. Opening, close, opening, close. So ito yung ano niya, itsura niya. Kaya nga, as mentioned ko kanina, medyo magiging tricky to if I'm going to do this manually. Okay, next for the decoration, same lang naman dito. We're just going to copy, but there is a slight difference. Kasi dito sa we're going to provide a hint text. And normally we provide this hint text kung drop down yung yung type of input. For the validator, lang validator, copy paste ko na lang to. Compose form, copy ko lang to. Bale yung lang dito, yung validator lang niya here is required. So we just want this category nga drop down to be required. So di pwedeng blanco siya. Yan. Okay. Category. Yan. Ay, ba't wala siyang hint text? So wala siyang kwenta pala. Okay. Ayun. Nakikita niyo na yan, Select category, yan. So now we're done with the again, size box na naman tayo. Okay. Oh, sorry. And then this time okay, so this is going to be a bit easier than kanina. We'll just copy from the amount. Ito. Kasi this one is just yung next is description. Description. And then description. Ay, matayo. And then yung kailangan natin is make sure na required siya. So di pwedeng skip niya or leave blank yung form na to. Then lastly, last but not the least, we'll just copy. Oh, sorry, dapat delete to kasi description. Copy this one and then paste, and this is for the date. Now this is going to be a bit actual, yeah, tama, wala siyang now instead of text field, we will use form builder kasi petsa to rather than just manually papa-input mo yung date. Why not just na lang, date time picker? That will be much easier, and this is what it looks like once we render everything. This is an text field pero numeric siya, number. This one is a drop down. This one is just plainly text, but this one is a date time picker. And pag sinabing date time picker, you're going to pipili ka ng petsa Once you click that, it's going to display yan. It will display this one. Pick the date, then yung time and minute, and yan, yan yung magiging itsura nya. Well, I think you can change the formatting of this, but hindi ko na lang siya i-cover. But yan, that's it, pretty much it. So let me see. Let me just double check lang if I missed some other stuff. Okay, yeah, I did. No, I'm just checking my reference. So far, no. This is edit expense. Let me just restart this. Yan. Supposed to be going back to my explanation, no, why we need this expense object tapos naka optional lang siya kasi may question mark na. That's because if we leave this blank, dapat kung blank siya dito, no, let's say we create this, we call this add expense na constructor, and then we leave it blank. Dapat blanco lang yan, okay, because we're going to input new data, diba? So like that. Yan. But if we provide an expense object, dapat lahat ng nakikita nyo dito, the amount, the category, the date, the description, all of this should be displayed dito sa respective ng mga corresponding fields nila. And so how do we do that? We are going to create another variable dito and final initial. Now don't get confused kung ano yung basically pag sinabing final, no, na keyword, meaning kung ano yung values ng variable na to, final na yan. Hindi na natin mababago. And we're going to create a map. Remember, map is a data structure that's composed of key and value pairs. The first key is amount. Yung corresponding key niya is widget. Wait lang widget expense, widget expense amount, and then toString. Why toString? Kasi kailangan kasi yung key and values should be yung values per each key is naka-string. So yung amount is integer or double man siya. So we will convert that to string. And the reason na nag-error siya is because there's a chance na yung expense is null. So in order for us to solve that, we add a question mark. Okay, next is just copy everything. Yan. And then category. Now yung category is already a string naman, so we don't have to explicitly call to string. Yung description is a string din siya, so we don't need this as well. Description. And then yung date, we don't have to yan lang, date time. Okay, so the reason yung amount yung text field kasi yung tinatanggap niya na data is string. So that's why string natin to. But as for the date, no, date lang siya, datetime lang, kasi yung datetime picker, yung kailangan niya na data type is datetime. Now with this initial values, what we're going to do with this is we're going to assign this one to our form builder. So yung mangyayari niyan is we will define yung property niya, initial value ng form na to. The moment na i-display na tong form builder na to, we provide initial values, which is a map, and eto. So kano yung mga values nito? Each value of this expense widget, amount, category, description, and date, that will be assigned to their respective fields. So if I'm going to refresh this, yan, hot restart, yan, tama. That's going to display all the information galing sa expense na object right here. Yan. So yeah, I think so now let's see, kasi yung list view siya, no? So once I change the size of the screen, as you notice, tago na yung mga it's invisible na yung other widgets natin. But since again this is in a list view, no? Scrollable yan. You can, no matter how many fields yung create mo, if wait lang ha. Okay, I'm just copy this as many times. Let's say 1 2 3 4 5. Okay. Yan, it's gonna display yan, dami yan, no. So even if we will make the screen shorter, since naka-list view yan, so we can still scroll the other fields. And yan yung purpose niyan. That's the cancel ko lang yung yan. So I guess, so I think I would have to pause the video until here, because it's gonna be masyado nang mahaba yung video. But yeah, we're actually not done yet with this one, kasi we will revisit this once we are going to talaga, kasi yung kine-create pa lang natin is yung mga widgets, but when the moment that we click this edit or add, dapat we should be able to do that. We should be able to perform CRUD functions by triggering these buttons and other buttons na i-create natin later on. But yeah, that would be all for now. The next video will focus on the I think ano pa ba yun na lang, hindi ko nagawa na. Let's see. So we already have view expense, individual, and then yung add edit. So yeah, the next video will be focused on navigation and CRUD. We'll see na lang, no? But yeah, that would be all for this video, and see you in the next video. Bye bye.